Here we go, week 15 wrap up of the 2024 AFA season, the 20th season in league history. Hartford went into New York. Hartford needed a victory very badly against their divisional foe, but Intimidators end up winning 30-17 at home. They improved to 10-4, tied in the Stars Conference with the best record with London. Hartford drops to 7-7. They're going to be on the outside looking in the rest of the way. Don't know if Hartford can get in at this point, but we'll take a look at that. Um, so 13-3 at halftime, and then New York put up two touchdowns in the third, and at that point the game was over. John Ross with another big day. He continues to shine in his new home. RG3 12 of 23, 202, two touchdowns, one pick. Chad Kelly was also picked off once. He threw two touchdowns. Sean Tucker 29 carries 110 yards. No rushing touchdowns in here. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Peyton Hendershot each with touchdown catches from RG3. John Ross with two touchdown catches, and Jester Weah also with a touchdown catch. You got Vaughns, you got Ross, you got Weah, you got Stearns. They got four legitimate options to catch the ball anywhere on the field. So really like what New York has become with the addition of John Ross. Washington at Columbus. Washington surprises Columbus. Columbus needed that to secure a playoff spot. Not that they're out, but I think they could have clinched with the win. 37-17, Washington wins, improves to 7-7. They stay alive. They're gonna have to win their remaining two, but they do stay alive for now. 23-3 at halftime, 30-3 going into the fourth quarter. Columbus did have two fourth quarter touchdowns to get somewhat close before Kareem Hunt scored 3 yards out with a minute 45 to go to put it back to a 20-point lead. C.J. Beathard, 17-26, three touchdowns, 273 yards. Carson Wentz was picked off twice. He did have two touchdowns, 298 yards. Kareem Hunt, 20 carries, 79 yards, one touchdown. We'll talk about the rushing title here in a little bit. Trent Richardson, 14 carries, 38 yards. Him and Jay Ajayi couldn't get on track. For the Americans, Jalen Wydermere, the tight end, 7 catches, 145 yards. He had a touchdown catch. D.D. Westbrook and Kareem Hunt each with touchdown catches. Two touchdown catches in here for the Explorers. Chris Conley, 12 total catches, 104 yards. Terry Godwin went over 100 again, 114 yards in here. They were getting it done. Caleb Sturgis 3 for 3, 4 for 4 on extra points. He had a very perfect day. 37-17. Washington now 7-7. Columbus 8-6. Game needed overtime. Dublin went to Barcelona. Always a tough game. 17-13 at halftime. Traded touchdowns in the third quarter before getting to overtime. So this game was sent to overtime when Brylan Moore McKinley caught an 18-yard touchdown pass from Blake Bortles. 7 seconds to go in the game. That forces 30-30 overtime, but Quinn Sharp kicks a 39-yarder. 7 plays, 54 yards, 130, a minute 38 left to go in the game. Barcelona certainly had an opportunity to win. They had the old fake punt pass, which was completed, Zoltan Mesko, for -4 yards, and that turned the ball over. Dublin then was able to win this game. Cooper Rush, 3 touchdown passes, 22 of 27, 346 yards. He was really dominant in here. He looked really smooth. Blake Bortles, 24 of 42, 351 yards. He also had 3 touchdown passes, but he also was picked off once. Elijah Holyfield fumbled away one. Tavian Thomas and subbing for Abram Smith, 33 carries, 98 yards. They had a long of 12. Philip Lindsay, 17 of 68. The running games, neither running game was super effective, but Chad Hansen, 2 touchdown catches. Jack Westover, a touchdown catch. Both Hansen and Gordon went over 100 yards. Gordon had a big day in here. A bunch of third down catches. Jake Kumaro, 7 catches to lead Barcelona. Justin Ross, Blake Whiteheart, and Briley Moore McKinley all with touchdown catches. Quinn Sharp, 4 for 4 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points. A perfect day for him. Frankfurt went to London. I thought this could be a trap game for London, but it turns out not. They were up 16 to nothing at halftime, and Frankfurt just doesn't look like they're interested in playing at this point. 40 to 14. London 10 and 4, tied with New York for best in the Stars Conference. Cam Newton 22 of 37, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Trevor Simeon 19 of 23, 313 yards, 2 interceptions. David Johnson 16 carries, 40 yards. Melvin Gordon 17 rushes, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Fullback Cullen Gillespie with a fumble in here. He also had a receiving play where he went for a first down. Anthony Johnson continues to put up good numbers, 7 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Thaddeus Moss and Alex Wesley, each with touchdown catches in here. London gets the job done. They're now 10 and 4. Frankfurt drops to 5 and 9. Orlando went to Memphis. Memphis has seemingly checked out, but they came back in the second quarter. Memphis is up 17 to 3. And then Memphis scores 12 second half points, 2 field goals for Andre Schmidt, and then Isaiah Weston, 36-yard touchdown from Hartman with 15 seconds to go in the game. They needed the 2-point conversion to tie it, and they couldn't get it, and they dropped to 4 and 10. Orlando stays on top of the South at 7 and 7. 7 and 7. Johnny Manziel back, 20 of 28, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. They got through that injury. That was a long injury. Louisville and Memphis didn't secure the division because you would figure at this point one of them would have basically 9 wins, which Orlando would still be trailing. Jordan Howard continues to he's a presence now. He hasn't been a presence in his whole time in Orlando, but 16 carries, 77 yards. He really actually had some big plays. Dylan Johnson, 17 carries, 30 yards. The rookie looks exhausted. Kevin White, league's leading receiver, was held in check, 4 catches, 69 yards, but he still scores. Preston Williams also scored. Memphis drops to 4 and 10. Orlando 7 and 7. Louisville needed a victory in here to try to keep up with Orlando. That would be division title would be their only playoff hope at this point, and they couldn't do it. Birmingham came to play 13-13 or 16-13 Birmingham at halftime. Carson Strong has played well since he's been back. Cameron Dicker also kicked every field goal in here that a guy could. How many did he have? He missed one, 5 for 6. He also had a extra point, so 5 for 6, but he missed one. They win 30 to 20. Birmingham climbs to 4 and 10. Louisville drops to 5 and 9. Jarvis Landry, 11 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown in here. In a losing effort, Reggie Roby had 8 catches for the Stallions. Trey Regis, 16 carries, 43 yards. Isaiah Spiller with a big game, 22 carries, 132 yards. Carson Strong, 28 of 38, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 347 yards. A.J. McCarron got hurt. He's out for the season. Danny Etling came in, and they did not look bad. He moved the ball and got him a touchdown. He completed a touchdown pass to Whoop Failure. So Birmingham moves on with the victory. Turning over to the Stripes Conference, Hawaii went to San Antonio, and Hawaii gets the road victory, tied up at 14 after this halftime, and then 21-17, Hawaii leads going into the fourth quarter. San Antonio would not go away. But Hawaii gets the victory. Nick Foles, 10 of 19, 3 touchdowns, 226 yards, and a interception. Matt Barkley, 31 of 54, 469 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Josh Kelly with the big day in here, 20 catches or rushes for 119 yards and 1 touchdown. Meion Williams, the rookie, 25 carries, 98 yards, no scores. Brashad Perryman with 2 touchdown catches. Robert Tonyan with 1. It's Hawaii now 10-4. San Antonio drops to 5-9. Albuquerque went to San Diego to play the Corsairs, and we needed overtime to decide this one. Albuquerque is just really banged up at this point. Ross Martin kicks a 20-yard field goal as time expired to send this one to overtime at 27-27. Ross Martin then comes back and kicks a 30-yarder early in overtime to win it. On San Diego had the lone possession in overtime, and they kicked the field goal to win it. 30-27. So San Diego now 6-8. Albuquerque now 6-8. Albuquerque, things have gone upside down since all these injuries for Albuquerque. Max Duggan, 9 of 19, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has not been the answer. Jake Fromm, 2 touchdown passes in here, 20 of 30. He has been the answer. I think he's earned himself a full-time job somewhere, so we'll see what goes there. Deonta Foreman, 20 rushes, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Keaton Mitchell, 19 carries, 85 yards. Benny Snell, 12 catches, 36 yards. Remember, TJ Yeldon is out for the season, so Benny Snell has come in, but Jake Fromm's still getting it done. So very, very interesting. Both teams now 6-8, clinging to playoff hope, and we'll get into that here in a second. St. Louis went to Detroit, and St. Louis wins 27-25. They were up 17-3 at halftime. They're up 24-6 after the third, but Detroit comes back with 19 points to make it close. Greg Dortch from Kellen Moore, 66 yards. The 2-point conversion fails with 8 seconds to go in the game, and that is it. Onside kick was recovered by St. Louis. They get the victory. They're now 6-8. Detroit still in the playoffs at 7-7, but with 2 games to play, I would have to guess they definitely have to get to at least 8 to have a playoff chance. But I know General Manager Tim Conway probably would like to win too. Some stats. Tyler Bray, 19 of 28, 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kellen Moore was picked off twice. He did have 3 touchdowns, 298 yards, 50 tosses in here for Kellen Moore as they tried to come back to win this. Kenyon Drake, 23 carries, 87 yards, 1 score. Mohamed Ibrahim, 12 rushes, 66 yards. So both teams still alive, but things are getting tight. Chicago at Tulsa. I thought Tulsa might pull an upset in here, but Chicago was very dominant from the get-go, up 17-6 at halftime, up 27-6 after 3. It was over 34-13. Tulsa drops to 4-10. Chicago flips that. They're 10-4. Alex Torgerson still filling in for injured Joe Flacco, 18 of 30, 4 touchdowns in here, 314 yards. Deshaun Kaiser, 21 of 37. He had a touchdown and an interception. J-Rob, 113 yards on 19 carries. Tevin Coleman, 73 yards on 22 carries, 3.3 yard average. Jake Weineke had a big day, 3 touchdowns. Hakeem Butler had a real nice touchdown catch in the seam. But Weineke, 10 catches, 137 yards. He continues to be the grinder on that wide receiver group. Salt Lake City went to San Jose. They were up 17-7 at halftime. San Jose got it going a little bit in the fourth quarter. Make it a little close. Let's see here. They scored a touchdown with 4:53 left to go in the game to get within 10, but that that was it. San Jose now 5-9. Salt Lake City is a Stripes best 11-3. Tyson Bagent 20 of 35. He got hurt in here. Shane Buechele came off the bench, completed 3 nice passes, and then Bagent came back. Josh Rosen 22 of 38, 3 touchdowns. He was picked off 3 times. Steven Montez had to come in for him for a short period. Leonard Fournette, he busted over 100 yards with a touchdown as well. Bo Scarborough with a touchdown. Tamarin Terry continues to have a great season. 9 catches, 103 yards, no scores. O.J. Howard, 4 catches, 26 yards, no touchdowns. Corey Coleman, 9 catches, 118 yards. He's had a big season. He also had a touchdown. And last but not least, Portland went to Sacramento, and they put up 56. This was a back and forth game right here. 24-21 at halftime, Sacramento. Portland had taken the lead. Sacramento comes back. They take the lead. And then in the third quarter, they trade touchdowns before 35, or what was that, 42 points in the fourth quarter. Nobody was playing defense in the fourth quarter. Landry Jones and Brandon Whedon had all kinds of time back there. They were just sitting back there throwing. There was 3 touchdowns there for Brandon Whedon in the fourth quarter alone. He had 6 touchdowns, picked off once. Landry Jones, 16 of 28, 3 touchdowns. Wendell Smallwood, 19 carries, 71 yards. He scored a touchdown. Max Borgi with a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, 147 yards, rushing on 21 carries. He scored. And then Mouton, the fullback, scored as well. Dax Raymond led the Barons with 5 catches. Tristan Jackson, 2 touchdowns in here. Hakeem Butler was traded away, and Callaway got hurt. So it's all Tristan Jackson and Dax Raymond at this point. But they do it. They're now 7-7. Sacramento at 6-8 on the outside looking in. Let's take a look at the standings. Get a little playoff picture here. New York, 2-game lead on Columbus. A victory this week should put this out of play. They should wrap up the division title with a victory or a Columbus loss. That should be the way that is. Americans in Hartford at 7-7. They're not out of it yet. Certainly, they can get to 9. That would be preferable. Orlando, a win or a Louisville loss. Orlando is the division winner, so only one team from this division is going. At the moment, you got 3 teams from Europe going. 9 wins get you in right now. So Dublin and Barcelona win 1 of their last 2 they're in. London certainly in the driver's seat right now for a division title. So you got New York, London, and I think New York has the tiebreaker over London. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have it written down anywhere. Dublin and Barcelona. I think Dublin actually would be your 4 seed. Barcelona become your 5 seed. Orlando would be your 3 seed as a division winner, and then Columbus would be in as your 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At this point, Washington and Hartford would be out at 7-7. So they both Washington and Hartford have their sights set on Columbus potentially failing. I don't know. It would take. They'd have to go 2-0, and Barcelona and Dublin would have to both go 0-2, and then I don't know what the tiebreakers would be. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll do some digging and see if we can find a little more information here before week 16 starts. Chicago has wrapped up the Midwest. Hawaii has wrapped up the Southwest. And then in the West, Salt Lake City has wrapped up the West. So your 3 division winners are already set in the Stripes Conference. Detroit, we'll take a look here at the playoff picture. So you got your three division winners, 1, 2, 3, just like it is, because Chicago did beat Hawaii face to face. Then you come down here, and then your three wild cards would be Portland, Detroit. Portland and Detroit would be in there. I think Portland holds the tiebreaker over Detroit. I have to go back and look. That would make Portland your 4, Detroit your 5, and then your 6 seed right now is up for grabs between Sacramento, St. Louis, San Diego, and Albuquerque. Certainly, there could be a way San Jose and San Antonio and St. Louis get in at 5 and 9, but we would have to do some digging to find out. Actually, St. Louis would be in that other group with Sacramento, St. Louis, San Diego, Albuquerque. From those 4, one team gets the final spot. Sacramento laid an egg this week. St. Louis lost. San Diego is on a tear right now. They've won 4 in a row. So San Diego, since they traded Cam Newton, they're 2-0. So things could turn around real quick there for San Diego. Albuquerque at 6-8. They've lost 3 in a row, and they lost Sua Cravens this week. I mean, that defense is missing 5 starters. Sua Cravens, there are other free safety as well. Nigel Warrior, both their outside linebackers, and maybe even their inside linebacker, Jared Davis, right? So, yeah, they are banged up. That team there's a couple teams that have had a lot of injuries, but no team has had as many as Albuquerque this year, that's for sure. We'll take a real quick look at your stats, and I'll go back and look at Week 16 and some of those matchups. Flacco with is your QBR leader. He's probable this week. Torgerson might still play. See what happens there. Hartman is got the lead in yards over RG3 and Foles. Foles has got 45 touchdowns. Good for him. Your rushing leader right now, this is tight between Fournette, Cook, and Hunt. Regis isn't out of it, but I'd say one of these 3 is much more likely. Your touchdown leader, Fournette has 11, Cook has 11. Both are having big years, 5.7, 5.5. Kevin White is still on top, 102 catches. He only had 4 this week. Chris Conley, 91. Jarvis Landry up to 87 at 13.1 and at 12.8. You'd like to see him a whole lot better than that, right? Anthony Johnson, 87. He's probably going to go over 1,500. Here's Justin Ross for Barcelona at 87 catches, 14.9. Who's over 20? Jazz Ferguson, Sammy Watkins, Perryman, Mims at 19.1. Touchdown leader's going to be Perryman with 17. Ferguson with 15, having a huge season. What a second half he's having. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's got 13. Weineke and Johnson. I know Salt Lake City has been pestering me about Tamarin Terry, and he's having a great season. But there are first and second team are definitely above him. When you look at Perryman and Ferguson and Whiteside, Arcega-Whiteside and Kevin White, I mean, there's 4 right there that are over Tamarin Terry. So, sorry there, Jeffy boy. Donovan Smith has taken over the pancake lead, or at least tied with Leo Collins. Alaric Jackson falls back to 3rd. Charles Leno and Ajukwu are back out of it at this point. Guard, your best guard or top guard in pancakes, Bo Benchwell. I think he's a free agent at the end of the year. So that's defense. Sanborn is your tackle leader, but he's out for the rest of the season. Carl Nassib's still on top with 17. Randy Gregory's made up a whole lot of ground. He's up to 15. Jonathan Ledbetter's up to 15. He's starting to play real well. Eric Watts is still your sack leader with 11. Taco Charlton is back at 10. And Jordan Jenkins has 8. interceptions. Still Mo Claiborne with 8. Jason Verrett has 7. Cameron Kelly up to 6. J.C. Jackson has 6, and Xavier Rhodes has 6. Take a look at Week 16. I hadn't looked at this earlier. See what the playoff implications are. Hartford at Dublin. So Dublin's in. This is where Hartford needs to go 2-0 the rest of the way, and they need either Barcelona or Dublin to go 0-2. So it starts at home with Hartford, or not at home, but it starts for Hartford with their own team. They control their own destiny here. If they can win this, they stay alive. If they lose, they're out. Washington goes to Frankfurt. Frankfurt's out at this point. Washington still has a glimmer of hope, but it all starts with them winning here. New York playing Orlando. You got 2 teams here that could be resting starters. Orlando might have a little more to play just in case Louisville, well, even if Louisville came back, Orlando holds the tiebreaker. So I think you could see some starters rested there. Columbus at Louisville. Columbus needs to win. Louisville looks like they're done. Barcelona goes to Birmingham. Barcelona still needs to win a game, and Barcelona's hot right now. Birmingham is hot right now. They've won their last 2. Memphis has lost their last 6. They're hosting London. I think London probably prevails in here as they try to win that division title. Hawaii goes to St. Louis. That used to be a great game when Cam Newton was on top of his game for the Sentinels. But I think that's going to be all Hawaii. Albuquerque banged up playing Chicago. Chicago probably playing some backups in here, but I think they can still win. But normally that's a really good game. San Antonio at Salt Lake City. I think Salt Lake City will be resting a bunch of starters. San Diego at Portland. San Diego still has a shot, but it starts with them beating Portland right here. Tulsa at San Jose. I think both teams are playing for pride at this point. Detroit at Sacramento. Both teams still got a glimmer of hope Detroit has a nice playoff hope right now, but Sacramento a glimmer of hope, so you're looking at 2 teams desperate for victories. So that's it for this week. We'll take a look at Sam Hartman up to 35 touchdown passes. Robert Tonyan has 10 touchdown receiving and rushing. He doesn't play in the league. One more ouch. A.J. McCarron out for the season. That might actually be a good thing for Louisville, the way he's been playing lately. Danny Etling might be able to handle it. Good luck in Week 16. 2 games to play before we get to the playoffs. Get in. That's the main thing, is just get in. Feel good about getting in, and then anything else from there certainly is exciting.